I'm Grand Marshal Jonathan Krasno, and I would like to call to order the doctoral hooding ceremony of the State University of New York at Binghamton. Everyone please rise as you are able. We welcome you to join vocalist Raya Bolander in singing the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly revealed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets filled glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Everyone please be seated.
As Dean of the Graduate School, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the doctoral hooding ceremony. Before we proceed with our ceremony, I would like to welcome members of the Binghamton University Council who are joining us today. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Catherine Grant Madigan, Chair, Linda Beamer, Dennis McCabe. I would also like to introduce our other special guests who sit with us on stage this afternoon. They will stand as I call their names. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. President Harvey Stenger, Donald Hall, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Laura Bronstein, Dean, College of Community and Public Affairs, Shelley Dion, Dean, School of Management, Professor, Management, Sheila Doyle, Executive Director, Binghamton University Foundation, Madhu Govindaraju, Vice Provost, International Education and Global Affairs, Professor, Computer Science, Courtney Agneri, Chair, Professional Staff Senate, Celia Klin, Dean, Harpur College of Arts and Sciences, John Cook, Vice President for Advancement, Jonathan Krasno, Grand Marshal, Professor, Political Science, Chair, Faculty Senate Executive Committee, Eugene Marshall, Director of Athletics, Pamela Mission, Platform Party Marshal, Professor, Environmental Studies, Chief Sustainability Officer, Joanne Navarro, Vice President for Operations, Mario Ortiz, Dean, Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences, Brian Rose, Vice President for Student Affairs, Bhagat Samakia, Vice President for Research, SUNY Distinguished Professor, Mechanical Engineering, Nicole Sergiu Johnson, Assistant Vice President for Diversity, Harish Rahari, Dean, Thomas J. Watson College of Engineering and Applied Science, SUNY Distinguished Professor, System Science and Industrial Engineering, Kara Tridell, Alumni Association President. Please join me in applauding these special guests. I would also like to take a moment to introduce two of Binghamton's new distinguished professors. the highest rank bestowed upon faculty by the State University of New York. Haruki Sayama and Sungbae Park, would you please stand and be recognized? Will all faculty on the stage and in the audience please rise as you are able? I would like to recognize all of the esteemed faculty members who have mentored and guided our graduates. Your efforts have been crucial to their intellectual growth and achievements we celebrate today. We would also like to acknowledge the efforts of our staff, many of whom are here today volunteering at this ceremony. Please join me as we applaud their support of and dedication to the success of our students. I would also like to thank our university brass septet, our vocalist, Rhea Bolander, our pianist, Jennifer Green, and the Broome County Celtic Pipes and Drums for their participation in today's ceremony. Again, welcome to our celebration of the 2024 Doctoral Hooding Ceremony. Today, graduates, you're joining an exclusive club. It's the approximately 1.4% of the US population that has a doctorate. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Earning a doctorate is rare because it's difficult and it takes a long time. It also requires hard work and talent and makes you an extremely valuable asset to any organization that you work for or establish. So today I'd like to spend my time here with you, your family, and your friends, explaining the magnitude of your accomplishments and why you're so special. First, people who earn doctorates are innovators. We're surrounded by technology, methodology, and medical advances that are created by doctorates. That's because students awarded a PhD have to identify new cutting-edge knowledge, while those awarded clinical doctorates are prepared for their highest level of clinical practice. The critical thinking, information synthesis, and analytical reasoning skills that you've developed at Binghamton will help you to approach the complex problems of the future with curiosity, creativity, and innovation. Next, doctoral holders know how to do research. You can systematically explore a topic and then add to a body of knowledge. The result of this ability to perform research is learning. You, Binghamton doctoral graduates, are expert learners, and you can do it better and faster than everyone else. Anyone can follow directions, and some people can learn new information with the right instruction, but to cross this stage today, every one of you had to research what you needed to complete your degree, go out and learn it, and then make decisions and conclusions based on that understanding. And not many people have that skill. Finally, doctorates know how to fail. Failure might be one of the most consistent themes encountered during a doctoral degree program. From mistakes to failed experiments to rejected proposals. What makes you different is that after those failures, you pulled yourself together and started over. It's your tenacity, resilience, commitment, patience, and attitude that have brought you to the finish line at Binghamton. So the next time that life or work is difficult, remember that you have failed before, come back from it, and have the right tools to figure this new problem out. To conclude, there's several points I hope you'll take to heart. I hope that you go out into the world and become recognized leaders, role models, and mentors, and that you continue to shape the future. Know that earning a doctorate is just the beginning of a lifelong journey of learning, personal development, and making impactful contributions throughout your career. And remember that you're special. Your accomplishments enrich not only your field, but also drive the advancement of knowledge and benefit all of society. It's been a privilege to work with you here at Binghamton, and we all can't wait to see what you do next. So congratulations, graduates, and well done. It's now my pleasure to introduce Provost Hall.
Good morning. Today as Provost of Binghamton University. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate all of our graduates and their families and friends who've supported them throughout their time here on the many achievements we are recognizing today. You are truly remarkable students who have brought your intellectual curiosity, your work ethic, and your sense of humor to bear throughout your time here. As you graduate from Binghamton, you will take with you what you've learned in your classes, laboratories, participation in organizations, and through the thousands of personal interactions you've had with those around you. You will take all that you have experienced here and become change makers in your field. We're living in a different world since the pandemic upended our lives, but your Binghamton education and experiences will serve you well no matter what you've studied: humanities, social sciences, arts, or in a STEM field. You are leaving us with a strong foundation in your discipline, honing your critical thinking, decision-making, and communication skills, and you've completed rigorous research and scholarly projects that will give you an edge as you pursue your chosen career. As you have prepared throughout your time here to tackle what is ahead, the next decisions that you might be facing are ones like, what do I want my career to look like? How will I maintain a work-life balance? My advice to you is to pursue the career path that excites you the most, that nourishes your passions. Make your decisions the best ones possible given the choices before you, but as you make your way forward, remember to define your value to prospective employers or academic institutions. Show them you know well how to solve problems, that you know well how to play with others in the sandbox, so to speak, and that you've learned to be a leader at Binghamton and that you are a great communicator. Those skills will serve you well in whatever endeavors you undertake. So thank you for choosing Binghamton. It has been a great pleasure having you here as our students. Congratulations on your many accomplishments, and please stay in touch with us and keep us informed on the many great things ahead in the future. At this time, I would like to welcome President Harvey Stinger. Thank you.
Thank you, Donald. Let me begin by extending my congratulations to our doctoral candidates. I'm sure that you feel a great sense of pride and achievement today after having made it through this long and taxing process. But I want you to know that your friends, family, and faculty are here today to share in the celebrations, are just as proud of you as you are. I want to extend my congratulations to the many faculty with us today. They've been an important part of this journey for our graduates as friend, as mentor, and as guides. I'd like to note that 2 students today are receiving the first Doctor of Occupational Therapy degrees ever awarded by the State University of New York. Could you stand up so we can make eye contact? Where are you? There they are. Congratulations. They're pioneers not just for Binghamton, but for the entire SUNY system. I have great memories, some great memories of earning my doctorate. It was and remains one of the proudest days of my life. I'm certain that each of you will remember this day forever. Part of today's tradition includes the donning of a doctoral cap and gown with colors representing and identifying your chosen discipline. You get to wear this attire because you have demonstrated the ability to conduct original work that expands the boundaries of knowledge within your discipline. You have learned to uncover secrets and discover hidden truths about the world and the people around us. With this better knowledge, you will make the world a better place. Before you take those next steps into your future, I do hope you will take time to savor your accomplishments. And I hope you can share in this with family, friends, and faculty who have navigated you here along the way. The future starts tomorrow, but for today, please relax and rest and have fun. You've definitely earned it. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Dean Hari Srihari. Hari joined Binghamton University as a member of the faculty of the Watson College in 1988. 20 years ago, he was promoted to the rank of SUNY Distinguished Professor. Hari has secured more than $60 million in sponsored research, and he has directed and mentored more than 170 master's candidates and 40 more at the PhD level. In 2009, Hari was named Dean of the Thomas J. Watson College of Engineering and Applied Science, and he's led a remarkable transformation, expanding enrollment, increasing research expenditures, and truly making Watson one of the best colleges of its kind in the world. Thank you, Hari, for being here today and making this even more special. We're going to take a selfie. Remember when we did this in India?
You did.
Say something out there. Wave.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Hari.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
President Stenger, Provost Hall, my colleague deans, academicians, guests on the platform, my faculty and staff colleagues, doctoral graduates, parents, family, and friends. I extend a warm welcome to all of you to this delightful celebration. To our graduate students, to our doctoral students, today marks a celebration of your triumphs, perseverance, and your strength. Your dedication has played a pivotal role in your achievements here at Binghamton University. You are thriving within our exceptional academic setting. We collectively take pride in your successes and commendable feats. Embrace this moment fully. As some of you may know, this is my last semester as Dean of Watson College. Over my tenure here on our campus, I've had many wonderful experiences. For over 35 years ago, it has been a distinct honor to work with numerous graduate students who have been supported through research projects sponsored by industry. Today, the Watson Institute for Systems Excellence, which had its first sponsored project in May 1989, is still thriving. I have seen the campus grow. There has been a growth of students, research, faculty, and staff, in addition to the growth of infrastructure to support our graduate students and researchers, including the creation of the Innovative Technologies Complex and the renovation of the engineering building. I've had the privilege and honor of working with individuals who had significant impacts worldwide, from engineering to healthcare to government relations. I've been there when we celebrated Watson's 10th, 20th, 30th, and 40th anniversaries. And I've seen the transformation of Watson from a school to a college. Over my nearly 36 years as a faculty member and as 15 years as dean, I've been through good times and through challenging times. When I came to the United States just around 40 years ago, I never imagined that someday I would have the opportunity to serve as the dean of a top-ranked college and work with wonderful colleagues and amazing students like you. I am truly lucky. Undoubtedly, pursuing your doctoral education hasn't been without challenges. Yet, there is unequivocal evidence that your academic triumphs are an outcome of your unwavering concentrated efforts. Take the time to express gratitude to one another, to your family, and to all those who supported you on this journey. Be grateful, be proud, as this achievement is of the highest esteem. My journey was not without its challenges. Arriving at around 5:30 a.m. at a trail-based bus stop at the Blacksburg, Virginia bus station, and trying to find my way with 2 large suitcases and knowing no one was how it all started. Overcoming those challenges was an intrinsic part of my experience, marking my journey towards growth, resilience, and lifelong learning. Each obstacle we encounter presents an opportunity for self-discovery and personal development. After each obstacle, you must never give up. Dust yourself off and move forward. It is in the face of adversity that our true strength and character are revealed. Whether it is navigating unexpected setbacks, conquering fears, or pushing past limitations, the path to success is often paved with perseverance, dedication, and determination. By embracing challenges with an open spirit, we not only conquer the hurdles before us, but we also emerge stronger, wiser, and much more capable than before. Every triumph over adversity becomes a testament to our strength and serves as a reminder that with perseverance and optimism, there is no challenge too daunting to overcome. These challenges are life lessons that you should learn and build upon. Lifelong learning will help you as you progress in your personal and professional lives. As you stand on the threshold of this new chapter in your lives, I urge you to reflect on the remarkable journey that has brought you to this moment. Think back to the countless hours spent poring over textbooks, late nights in the labs, conducting experiments, and the moments of doubt and uncertainty that you overcame with your resilience and your determination. These experiences have not only shaped your intellect, but have molded your character, instilling in you the values of perseverance, curiosity, and a thirst for knowledge. Remember your classmates and what you learned while working in teams. It is important to remember the significance of being interdependent, but also remember how important it is to be independent. But today is not just about looking back. It's also about looking forward with anticipation and excitement. You are just about to embark on a new adventure, one filled with endless possibilities and opportunities that are waiting to be seized. Armed with the knowledge and skills you have acquired during your time here at Binghamton, you are poised to make a profound impact on the world around you. An immigrant like me understands that America is a gorgeous mosaic of people. Embrace the diversity and be inclusive as you navigate the abundance of opportunities and people that will definitely come your way. Do not hold yourself back. Take the opportunities to work across national and cultural boundaries. And remember that the learning process is indeed lifelong. It is definitely okay to leave your comfort zone. As you leave this campus and venture out into the world, know that you carry with you the hopes and dreams of those who have supported you along the way. Your families, your friends, your professors, they have invested in you because they believe in your potential to make a difference in this world. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dean Trihari, for your remarks. I would now like to introduce our Alumni Association President, Kara Trudell. Kara would like to share congratulations on behalf of our Alumni Association.
Congratulations to you, Binghamton's class of 2024. It is truly an honor to be here sharing this occasion with you as the president of your Alumni Association. It's hard to believe just 8 years ago, I was sitting where you are, feeling the same emotions as you. I was excited to begin my next phase, but also sad to be leaving friends and a place that became second home to me. It was also overwhelming to think about the many adjustments I'd have to make in moving from campus life to being out in the world, including moving back in with mom and dad. Our alumni community has been a tremendous source of support for me. It's why I've continued to be engaged with the university and why I encourage everyone else to be involved. I acknowledge that I'm standing before you quite young, and I have to be honest that when I was elected to become the president of your Alumni Association, I was nervous. I was nervous about leading a group filled with so many achievements and accolades while I was still growing into my own self. What I quickly found was that I had no reason to be nervous. I was, and continue to be, surrounded by a community that provides endless support, encourages success, and celebrates wins. By graduating today, you are automatically a member of this community, the Alumni Association. Inside your diploma cover, you'll find a card that talks about what is available to you. In addition to the friends you made here on campus, you have a worldwide network of alumni that you could tap into. More than 150 people across more than 100 countries. Wherever you go, there is likely to be a Binghamton grad who can offer support, answer questions, or simply chat about their shared Binghamton experiences. Don't be shy about reaching out. I know I'm typically not. There are also many opportunities to stay connected with the university, and you don't need to be here on campus to do so. The Alumni Association connects you with other Binghamton alumni, helps to build skills that can translate to your professional life, and expand your network. Overall, we are a resource that I encourage you to take advantage of, even if it's simply connecting with us on LinkedIn or popping by our tailgate 10 during homecoming. What I could say is enjoy today with your friends and family. Experience all the feels, and know that you're ready for whatever life brings you. You're a Bearcat and can do this. Again, congratulations. Your Alumni Association is excited to have you.
Thank you, Kara. At this time, we will recognize our graduates who have attained doctoral degrees, the highest degree conferred by the university. President Stenger, if you'll please join me. Will the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Occupational Therapy, and Doctor of Philosophy please rise? President Stenger, as Dean of the Graduate School, I have the honor to present to you these scholars, all of whom have devoted themselves to their rigorous pursuit of advanced study, have obtained the highest distinction awarded by this university, and have made original contributions of knowledge to their fields of scholarship.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Occupational Therapy, or Doctor of Philosophy. In accordance with the usual custom, you are entitled to all the rights and privileges pertaining to the degree here and elsewhere. In token thereof, we will award you a diploma and invest you with the appropriate hood for your degree.
Will Student Marshal Natalie Pachter and School Marshal Tracy Hookway please lead the doctoral candidates to the platform to be hooded by their faculty members?
Natalie Pachter, Biomedical, hooded by Professor Tracy Hookway. Wendifer Reyes Ramos, Graduate School, hooded by Professor Tara Tuckle. Abdul Latif Kamash, SSIE, hooded by Professor Tara Tuckle. Michael Injuki, Chemistry, hooded by Professor Nikolai Dimitrov. Gabriela Quartucha, Biological, hooded by Professor Dr. Thomas Powell. Phoebe Deneen, Department Biological, hooded by Professor Thomas Powell. Tamara Issa Al-Ibrahim, System Science, hooded by Dr. Yvonne Johnston. Zichi Cheng, Material Science and Engineering, hooded by Professor Jeffrey Matuetsky. Song-Yi Wu, Department Material Science and Engineering, hooded by Professor Jeffrey Matuetsky. Joshua Aaron Cleaver, Department History, hooded with Professor Wendy Wall. Colin Colhars, Department History, hooded with Professor Wendy Wall. Patrick M. Donnelly, Department Education, hooded with Professor Dr. Mallet. Thomas Leonard Comor, Department Education, hooded with Professor Marla Mallet. Kiara Kemal Behoris, Department Education, hooded with Professor Marla Mallet. Danielle Fenner, Department of Education, hooded with Professor Marla Millet. George Fernando Flores, Department of Anthropology, hooded with Professor William Isbell. Gulden Olgun, Department of Comparative Literature, hooded with Professor Tarek Sharma. Isha Ma, Department of Translation Studies, hooded with Professor Tarek Sharma. Jessica Frances Evans, Department of Occupational Therapy, hooded with Dr. Jane Baird Lehman. Andrea Weil Schwartz, Department of Occupational Therapy, hooded with Professor Jane Baird Lehman. Bingyang Fang, Management, Advisor Professor Muli Jagannathan. Ji Hie Kong, Department English, hooded with Professor David Barton. Marina Mali, Department English, hooded with Professor David Barteen. Bridget Opong Darko, Department Nursing, hooded with Dr. Ruhana. April D. Thompson, Department Community and Public Affairs, hooded with Professor Dr. Loretta Mason-Williams. Sarah Ann Wozniak, Department Community and Public Affairs, hooded with Dr. Pam Mischan. Karan Ryan Wong, Department Graduate School, hooded by Dean Gretchen Mahler. Hannah Colleen Carr Murphy, Department English, hooded with Dean Gretchen Mahler. Patrick Joseph Clark, Department Education, hooded with Professor S.G. Grant. Ni-Ching Chow, Department System Science, hooded with Professor Sang-Won Yoon. Nazila Bazrafshan, Department System Science, hooded with Dr. Sarah Lam. Evelyn Ankoma, Department Community and Public Affairs, hooded with Dr. Myra Sabir. Dheeraj Nagotu, Department Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded with Professor Yu Chen. Ronghua Shu, Department Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded with Professor Yu Chen. Lulu Al-Arfaj, Department System Science, Advisor Professor Zainab Artem. Anse Dinesh Arashte, Department System Science, hooded with Dr. Zainab Artem. Ziling Zhang, Department System Science, hooded by Professor Zainab Artem. Satrio Bascoro Yud Atmajo, Department of Computer Science, Advisor Professor Jeremy Blackburn. Esra A. Eldrabi, Department of Computer Science, hooded with Professor Jeremy Blackburn. Crystal Plummer, Department of Nursing, hooded with Dr. Susan Glotstein. Joanne Garma Hodkins, Department of Nursing, hooded with Dr. Glotstein. Yushin Yang, Department of System Science, hooded with Dr. Yu Jin. Hao Wang, Department of System Science, hooded with Dr. Yu Jin. Siteng Fang, Department of Biomedical Engineering, hooded with Professor Nathan Toomey. Debrati Roy, Department of English, hooded with Dr. Monica Mehta. Yaojin Kim, Department of English, hooded with Dr. Monica Mehta. Abraham Eticheri, Department of Biomedical Engineering, hooded with Dr. Kaiming Ye. Bushra Buyuk, Department of Biomedical Engineering, hooded with Professor Kaiming Ye. Niranjana Dandapani, Department of Biomedical Engineering, hooded with Professor Kaiming Ye. Nicola Donna Marie Sachel, Department of Sociology, hooded with Professor Gladys Jimenez Munoz. Michael Lee Stephens, Department of Sociology, hooded with Professor Gladys Jimenez Munoz. Hayford at Javor, Department of System Science and Industrial Engineering, hooded with Professor Dr. Wang. Hanan Mansi, Department of System Science and Industrial Engineering, hooded with Dr. Yang Wong. Mariam Hussaini, Department SSIE, hooded with Professor Dr. Mohammed Kasanve. Roya Agahaifar, Department SSIE, hooded with Professor Mohammed Kasanve. Oyakanmi Olatunde, Department SSIE, hooded with Professor Mohammad Kasavne. Maureen Moinde Ketaka, Department Chemistry, hooded with Professor Pooja Goyal. Helen Marie Litavek, Department Anthropology, hooded with Dr. Rolf Quam. Ashraf Omar, Department Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded with Professor Pollux. Mohammed Joseph Ibtilati, Department System Science, hooded with Professor Mark Pollux. Firas Al-Shudnawi, Department System Science, hooded with Dr. Mark Pollux. Emu Basan and Akarakpo, Industrial and Systems Engineering, Advisor Professor Mark Pollux. Chetan Joshi, Department Chemistry, hooded with Professor Matthew Vetikat. Rubayat Jasmine, Department Community and Public Affairs, hooded with Dr. Denise Yule. Anthony Manoj Joseph, Department System Science, hooded with Dr. Bing C. Muhammad Ali Asiri, Department System Science and Industrial Engineering, hooded with Professor Bing C. Brett Hamilton Hanna, Industrial and Systems Engineering, hooded by Professor Daryl Santos. Jong Hwan Ha, Department Mechanical Engineering, hooded with Professor S.B. Park. Gabrielle Hanley Mott, Department Anthropology, hooded with Professor Josh Reno. Michael John Gottstein, Department of Mathematics and Statistics, hooded with Professor Thomas Zaslavsky. Amanda Goodrick, Department of System Science, hooded with Professor Hiroki Sayama. Samuel Oliver Heiserman, System Science, hooded by Advisor Kirill Zaychek. Zachary William Dybel, Department of History, hooded with Professor Robert G. Parkinson. Yu Chao Shen, Industrial and Systems Engineering, Advisor, hooded by Advisor Dr. Dehan Wan. Yang Dong, Department of Chemistry, hooded Professor Christoph Gruber. Roja Ishwaran, Department of Computer Science, hooded with Professor Karthik Gopalan. Monica Friedrich, Department of Education, hooded with Professor Amber Simpson. Michael Catalano, Department of Political Science, hooded with Professor Wendy Martinek. Najme Falatafti, Mechanical Engineering, hooded by Professor Bhagat Samakia. Zihan Shu, Department of Chemistry, hooded with Professor Brian Callahan. Colleen Mackenzie Watson, Department of Philosophy, hooded with Professor Anthony Reeves. Khaldoon Zaid Kelani, Department of System Science, hooded with Dr. Nagain Nagarur. Emma Clementine Oheji Welsh, Department of Psychology, hooded with Dr. Mark Linzenweger. Cynthia Marlene Campos Hernandez, Department of Anthropology, hooded by Professor Randall McGuire and Brianna Langley. Guojun Shang, Department of Materials Science and Engineering, hooded with Professor Chuan Jing Zong. Nhan Tran, Department of Economics, hooded with David Slichter. Mitra Siddiqui, Physics, hooded by Professor Bruce White. Erica Schumann, Department of History, hooded with Professor Diane Miller Somerville. Catherine Sieber, Department of Anthropology, hooded with Professor Ruth Van Dyke. Ryan Matthew Steers, Department of English, hooded with Professor Susan Strail. Bernard Jean Stevenson, Department of Chemistry, hooded with Professor John Swirk. Lynn Renee Terry, Department of Chemistry, hooded with Professor Huyen Guo. Michelle Lynn Troutman, Department of Anthropology, hooded with Professor Sebastian Lecombe. Renee Latoya Robinson, Department of English, hooded with Professor Jennifer Stower. Raghavendra Raut, Department of System Science, hooded with Professor Christopher Green. Swagatika Patra, Department of System Science, hooded with Professor Christopher Green. Heather Morrow, Department Community and Public Affairs, hooded with Professor Melissa Hardesty. Courtney Marie Miller, Department of Philosophy, hooded with Professor Lisa Tessman. Jarvis Antoine Marlowe McCowan, Department of Community and Public Affairs, hooded with Professor John Zilvinskis. Gori McDonald, Department of Community and Public Affairs, hooded with Professor Christina Marty. Saba Karabadze, Department of Physics, hooded with Professor Alexei Kolmogorov. Clara Iozi Richardson, hooded Professor Judith Clarata. Hoi Jun Ye, Department of Political Science, hooded Professor Katja Kleinberg. Nicole Maureen Wolf, Department of Education, hooded Professor Candace Mulcahy. Gang Jan, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, hooded Professor Jian Lee. Callan Williams, Department of Psychology, hooded Professor Emily Zell. Shaohan Zhang, Department of Computer Science, hooded with Professor Shuqi Zhang.
On behalf of the entire Binghamton University community, I congratulate you on this hard-earned achievement and welcome you to the Universal Company of Scholars.
Congratulations to you all. I would now like to ask everyone to rise as they are able as we sing the Binghamton University alma mater. We invite everyone to join in singing the refrain and second verse. The lyrics may be found on the back cover of the commencement program.
In the rolling hills of Binghamton, beneath ever-changing skies, where two gently flowing rivers meet, we form our cherished ties. O Binghamton, we carry thee with us for all our time, and thus individually forever may you shine. Together we spend these years, united in our aim, through our bold pursuit of excellence, we proudly bear your name. O Binghamton, we carry thee with us for all our time, and thus individually forever may you shine. Forever may you shine.
We invite everyone to join us in the Mandela Room for a brief toast and reception. Please meet your graduate there for your reunion and congratulations. The doctoral hooding ceremony proceedings of the State University of New York at Binghamton are now concluded. We kindly ask the audience to remain seated for the academic recessional.